You can sit down and do it.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like for your body to eventually give out on you over time? To have trouble breathing daily, and to be sick more than the average person? Cystic fibrosis is a silent, deadly disease. My best friend lived with this for 23 years, and though it was not the cause of her death, I watched the toll that it took on her body daily. Today I'm here to inform you of the causes, the effects, and the available treatments that there are today. The cause is a defective cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator gene found in chromosome 7. This gene makes the protein which controls the movement of water and salt in and out of the body. Without the salt, the body's mucus isn't lubricated, and therefore it obstructs the airways, the reproductive system, and also the digestive tract. The thick mucus leads to the blocked tubes in the body, which can hurt the lungs and the pancreas. This can lead to complications of obstruction, the bacterial infections, lung damage, and also digestive problems. There have been more than 1,000 mutations of the gene found, and depending on the severity of the defect in the gene, it decides the severity of the cystic fibrosis. According to Melinda Thompson's Understanding the Causes of CF, a child can only have cystic fibrosis if both parents are a carrier of the defective gene. 25% of the children will have cystic fibrosis. Another 50% will be carriers of the gene but not have CF. The other 25% will neither be carriers nor have cystic fibrosis, which now leads me to the symptoms. There are many different symptoms of cystic fibrosis, such as repeating infections, reoccurring pneumonia, wheezing, a chronic cough, asthma, weight loss, swelling in the abdominal pain, and also fatigue. The more severe problems are the onset of late puberty, infertility, inflammation of the pancreas, and also intestinal obstructions. The pancreas actually digests enzymes that help digest food. In CF patients, they don't secrete enough of this enzyme, which means that they don't get the proper nutrition from their foods that they intake. They can also develop cystic fibrosis-related diabetes. Liver problems are common, and it's because the bile ducts that transport the bile from the liver become obstructive, which doesn't let the bile out, which then can cause liver damage that can also be irreversible later in life. The major problem is loss of lung function. The lung function worsens yearly from the inflammation and the infections, which is caused by the blockage of the airways from the mucus. It has to be broken up in order for the mucus to pass through so that the lungs can function properly. Permanent scarring can also be an effect of the continual lung infections. There are few medical treatments at this time. There is no cure for cystic fibrosis. Doctors often prescribe a high-calorie, low-fat, high-protein diet, which can help with the digestive and intestinal processes. Pancreatic enzymes have also been prescribed so that there's enough of the enzymes so that you can digest your food. Many of the doctors also prescribe vitamins A, E, D, and K, which helps ensure the proper nutrition of cystic fibrosis patients. Physical therapy, exercise, and medications have also been prescribed. Chest therapy, which is a process of putting the patient in a position that will release and break up the mucus, has been used. That the chest will be clapped and also vibrated, which is another way of loosening the mucus. Exercise that has been prescribed, it stimulates a cough, which then vibrates the lungs, and then it also releases the mucus, and it actually helps the overall condition of the CF patient's body. Antibiotics have been used to fight the infections. Broncholators have been used to widen the tubes in the airways, and decongestants are often prescribed to reduce the swelling of the breathing tubes. Like I said, there's no cure for it. It's a genetic disease, and the only cure would be gene therapy in the early years, in the early stages. Another option would be to give the patient the form of protein that has been missing from their bodies. But currently, these are just options that do not exist for the basic causes of cystic fibrosis. I hope that I have informed you of the causes and the symptoms and the effects and the treatments that are available today. And right now, doctors and scientists are working hard to make life better for cystic fibrosis patients at this moment, but there is no cure, and they are working to continue and develop some cure so that someday CF patients can live without their problem. Thank you for your time.